Oh, gotta run some errands. Nope. No, you have to stay right here. Let's give this a whirl. Stay there. Yeah, no. No. Oh, you're glad to see me? I am so glad. Here you go. Okay, which one? Which one? That one? Okay. There's no way I'm going out in that wet mess. It's been pouring with rain, and it's been going for days. But these are the times when the inside of my little house really matters to me most. I like to futz around, putter, do this and that. No need to go outside. I'm retired, yes. Well, sort of. But what can keep me most happy inside? The little touches here and there that give me a homey feel. The finer details. When it's pouring with rain, I need brightness and aliveness, color, interest, things that move my mind. And that's where Ikea has been my bestie. I've learned so much from them. Really extended my imagination and did some things in this little house that I couldn't have dreamed up by myself. Anyway, that's my story today. If it took me a while to figure out furniture for this little house, and then some time before I could come up with lighting that suited me and the personality of my home, it's taken even longer to develop soft furnishings that I really like. But here's the thing. The soft furnishings are an evolving project, and I love that I have an evolving project. It allows me to change things out and keep this little house alive. Adjusting colors, texture, adding variety. I can mix and match with the seasons, change things on a whim, and try this and that. So today, my adventures in soft furnishings. What did I discover? What kinds of things did I choose? And what did I learn in the process? And yes, that's what I love about it, the process. Developing my taste, my palate, my senses. No sooner had I moved into this little house, COVID happened. I know a lot of people had hardships with COVID, but for me, it turned out to be a blessing. Not the illness, touch wood, I never got that, but it allowed me to stay home. In fact, it encouraged me to stay home. And while I was home, not running about the universe, I really learned to enjoy this space and make it my own. Now, I've spoken about furniture and what I chose already, and I've talked about my lighting. My choices for those evolved during COVID. As for soft furnishings, things like cushions, linens, flower pots, those began their evolution during COVID, and my taste is still growing today. At any rate, during COVID, I began to figure out what I might like in this little house. Before I get into that, please hit that subscribe button. It keeps the channel going, and a like, that keeps me going. So I'd appreciate it if you hit the thumbs up. Thanks. I'm really drawn to Boho. That's Bohemian style, and it's busy with color. A virtual riot of patterns. Different textures, old things, new things, all mishmashed together. I was tempted to do that in my little house. But as you know by now, I've gone for the opposite. Bright colors, big bright colors, tended to overwhelm the space. They were too much in my face, and they were hard to build a combination of things around. So what I settled for was a blanker palette, though not blank in the sense of boring. To my surprise, several of my soft furnishings are whites, off-whites, light beiges, in that kind of palette. And as you notice, my walls have a yellow tint to them, and then I have natural wood on the sills, white trim. So that was the backdrop I felt worked for me. And it worked for this little house. It suited the space, it suited the character. But I still wanted color. Without color, it was going to be really boring, and that was never going to suit me. And color is my play arena. I can do so many things with it. Make new combinations, add textures, pattern. I'm not averse to mixing patterns either. I did learn from Ikea how to extend my vision, and over the course of time, I've experimented a lot. Interestingly, something really meddled with my taste. This little house loves a color I hate. I hate it. It's the color of the spread right behind Brekkie, a kind of mustard color. I'm not sure what they call it officially, but I call it baby diarrhea. Perhaps I don't like it because I look horrible in it. No matter, my house looks fabulous with that color. It just suits the place. So I've learned to enjoy it in this little house, even though I hate it on myself, and I hate it just to look at it. But I'll tell you another little secret. Brekkie brings in a lot of ticks. And the throws on the back of my couch, I can see the ticks. Now, Brekkie is quite protected from ticks. He gets to wear a nice collar to keep them off. Humans, not so much. I can get tick obsessed in the summer. So it's very handy as they hop off Brekkie for me to be able to see them on the couch. Another feature that I really appreciate about soft furnishings, in addition to my being able to use them to make my house interesting and pleasing to my eyes, as well as comfortable, they have big bang for their buck. Not just in the budgetary sense, where I can make a major difference with a small outlay, but they don't take up a lot of storage space. This means, for instance, I can have several throws, a variety of pillowcases, and you'll see I have a lot of different kinds of flower pots. Those bring personality, texture, and color scattered around my house. Soft furnishings, while they have a big impact, to me at least, they're also very easy for me to keep clean. I make sure they're washable and that they won't wrinkle up in the course of time. You'll see that Brekkie likes to lounge on the throws behind me on the couch. It's very important for me to be able to wash those regularly. Well, you can figure out why. As far as textures, one of the most practical ways for me to keep things from cluttering up the house is to stash them in baskets. This is my newest one. I don't have anything else in this kind of texture, a very pale, ropey cotton. It's really great for my pens and little technology bits and pieces that I need in my space here. Yes, I got it from Ikea, but it's made in Bangladesh. And I lived in Bangladesh for a year and just thoroughly enjoyed the country. I'm so pleased to be able to spend a little money, a pittance really, knowing that it supports women who need to take money home for their families. Every time I look at it, it makes me smile. In addition to the items that I selected for this little house that make me feel comfortable and cozy and brighten my eyes, I have a few things that I got from Ikea that I would never have thought to choose otherwise. They ended up perfect in this little house. And I have an example right here. Check this out. It's a two-tiered basket. Nice and airy, yes? Lots of holes. So here's what I use it for. It used to be that Brekkie would get into my socks that I took off when I took off my shoes as I came in the front door. I had socks all over the house. So I got this basket and it hangs up out of his reach. The damp socks go in the upper portion, and in the lower basket, that's for wet gloves. Until I got this, I had some silly arrangement where I pin them up when I came in from snow shoveling, messing around with plants and pots outside, or breaking the ice off my windshield. There they go, stashed by the door for the next time I need them. Nice and dry, aired out, no soggy smell, and no doggy teeth. Many of you have noticed my plants. They're pretty much a new adventure for me. Yes, I've always had a couple generally flowering plants, but I'm learning more about them as I go along, and I recently purchased several new ones. They're a work in progress. I don't see myself particularly as a green thumb, so I'm having to learn how they go together, what kinds of things they need, how fussy different ones are, some way too fussy for me. And you might see that I have an almost endless variety of pots. If I downsized all my stuff that I owned so that I ended up with practically nothing, I actually upsized flower pots. Why? Because I can change around the look so easily. And also, I'm learning now about shapes and what sets off a particular plant, as well as features like ribs and how those echo the veins on a leaf. I love that these accessories and soft furnishings allow me to be creative, experiment in areas I've never tried out before, do things on a whim. Yes, I've always loved a little bit of color here and there, but since moving into this little house, I'm much freer about it, much more inclined to swap things out and add new interests to my space here. And happy spring. I inaugurated the throw behind me in just the last few minutes. So you'd appreciate what a difference it could make if you just change out a color. I must say I'm really enjoying this color in the moment, and it goes along with the season. We have new spring leaves just coming in now. Blossoms, they're starting to appear, and here I can capture that in the soft furnishings on my couch. And I do think it's a spectacular color behind brekkie. I didn't know that until right this minute, but I think you'll agree with me. And that's life in this little house on this gloomy day, but I must say I feel a lot brighter than when I began. You might want to check out the companion videos to this one on the furniture I got from Ikea and the lighting, but really it's these small touches that make it all work, that keep it alive, and paradoxically make me feel relaxed and comfortable. I have so many questions for you since I started into this video. Have you ever used a color that your house wanted and you didn't? Maybe I'm the only one in the universe who takes orders from their house, but I guess I do. Have you allowed yourself to experiment with different color combinations, textures, plants, basketware, things that maybe you weren't used to having around, and now they either appeal to you or you have a practical use for them that you hadn't thought about before? Share your stories in the comments. I really enjoyed reading them, and I'm sure others do too. But that's it for me for now. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the like button, and we'll talk soon, all right? See you then.